Ooh, man. Nice Telegram. I got the sniffles this morning, but it's all good. Cause we ain't stressed about that kind of stuff. We just keep going and going and going. All right. Let me send this link out real quick. Facebook real quick. I don't know what I just did. Okay. Now let's get the live stream up here. Sure. Gonna be starting very soon. Gonna be starting very soon. Forgetting someone. Ah, yes. My allergies, man. They are not playing with me today. They said, nah, fam. You gonna struggle today. Alright. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. Good morning, everybody. You know why I'm here. Thank you for checking out another one of my intraday/day trade analysis. It's your boy ABK, and let's go ahead and get this thing started. So, DXY still chilling at this daily overall swing 78.6 area for the Fibonacci at 90.1.09, which is still a little iffy to me, you know? It's a little iffy to me. Price did end up pushing a little lower down and then going bullish, so I like seeing that. I really do like seeing that. But when I see this bearish engulfing candle right here, right after the fact, it's kind of telling me that price might push down a little lower. So, let me go to the 15-minute time frame because that's all I'm just gonna play off of. Overall, yeah, this thing, I honestly think that this could still potentially come down, swoop up, then retest, and then push to the upside. I would hope that it would stop people out because I know that I'm not the only one that sees this as an opportunity to buy. I know for a fact that I'm not the only person that is like, oh, right here, we could look for buys at this possible area. Yeah, we definitely can, but again, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person seeing it. So if I'm not the only person that's seeing it, most likely this is an area where retail traders are probably going to be like, oh, well, it looks like it's making a double bottom, which, I mean, you could kind of argue, not even a double bottom. You could kind of argue that it's not even a double bottom because it came down once, but then it came lower, and then it came over. It's like, it looks more like a, where is it? It looks more like a inverted head and shoulders, but it doesn't even look good to me to be considered a head and shoulders. If I can find, nope, that's the wrong one. Like, it doesn't look that great to me as an inverted head and shoulders, honestly. But hey, some people might take this as an inverted shoulders, sure. I mean, like, it just, let me get rid of this. It just doesn't look that great to me, you know? I would rather just kind of wait. Like I said, this cold is gonna mess with me hardcore today. But like I said, I kind of actually just really want to see price stop, like I said, stop people out, then push to the upside. If it holds right here and then goes bullish, then sure, absolutely, that'll be pretty awesome because I still want to see a breakout of this structure that it's currently building off of. I want to see a break of this. So basically, what I would love is for a price to break out, retest, and then continuation. That's what I would rather see. And I don't know why my screen just got brighter, but okay. This is what I would rather want to see on the DXY for me to be like, okay, now I can start to think about getting in. Or possibly even higher. Maybe even up to, let me copy this. Maybe up to even this high. Wouldn't be such a bad, wouldn't be terrible, but this is probably most likely where price will stop at to retrace. You know, that's why this is like, out of these two outcomes is what I want to see, but I'm looking strictly for buys right now. But I need to see some type of bullish move or bullish indication for me to get in, because again, with this 1 hour candle that I'm seeing that's so bearish, I'm not really that crazy over trying to buy the DXY or US dollar, even though you can't argue and say that it's at the 78, it's rejecting off of the 78.6 fib from this low to this high. You can't argue that, and that's a fair argument, but I'm not gonna just depend on the fibs alone. And then I do see doji candles printing out, so those are good signs. But again, I'd want to see one of these two things play off before I try to get in. I'm not trying to get in at the super bottom, you know. If you want to, by all means, but I just wouldn't want something like this to happen where like, oh, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get into it. I'm going to go ahead and be bullish on the DXY, right? And then you put your stop loss under these lows, and then price just swoops under, then it does exactly what you want it to do. When I could just wait for price to do this and then get back in once I get the retracement. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I want to really see on the DXY, regardless, for me to get in one of these two moves. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. I still am, like I said, I'm still bullish, but I want to see one of these two play out for me to get in. It's going over to arbitrage. So 1 hour time frame, got that buy call. I like seeing that, and price is currently at this lower danger zone right here. Now, although I love seeing that, right here, let me zoom in so you guys can really see it. And then let me get my ellipse out. You guys see right here? Right here, this blue line, it's about to cross the RSI line. Once that starts to happen, that's when you'll get a sell call right here, right? That's where you'll get that. And once I start to see that, I'm like, I'm not really. And then the level pro is still under the ground zero, and arbitrage Z is under the ground zero. I'm just like, I'm not really feeling this buy. Until I would rather want to see price just, again, it's just the same thing, guys. I would want to see price come back up at least. Now, if it comes back up, I'm not sure if we're going to get a retest, but that's what I would love to see. But I'm not trying to play off of this. I'm pretty sure the 30-minute, the 30-minute right here is definitely calling for sells, which it'd probably retest before if it's going to continue to fall, right? 15-minute, I'm pretty, called for a sell as well. So 4 hour time frame is definitely bearish. That's why I'm not even giving it any attention. So yeah, I want, especially me seeing this green candle that just got printed 8 minutes ago. I like the chances of price going bullish right now, but I would want to see price come up a little higher, you know. So that's what I'm seeing on DXY. Let me check the chat. Be right back. Trying to deadlift 315. Hey, let's go. Yeah, after this, I'm about to go work out. I'm about to go do chest. So yeah, this is what I want to see from the DXY, honestly, technical analysis wise. And hey, like I said, on arbitrage right now, like honestly speaking, if I were to trade this, I'll probably no, I wouldn't want to try to get in right now, personally speaking. But just because it's holding at this lower danger zone right here, I'd probably do something like this. If I were to take the trade, I'd put very low risk, probably like 0.2% of my account or something like that, and move and start to look to buy it right here. And if it really does hold, then you could add more up here and stuff like that. You get me? So that's how I see it. But that's just, yeah, I'd rather be patient and wait overall. What is up with my mic? Let me see. Sorry, guys. There you go. Alright, so let's go on over to Euro USD. I'm watching DXY, like I said. I'm watching it. In fact, I'm gonna set it so that if it does call for a sell, then that's when I'm like, yeah, I'm a skedaddle. I'm not even gonna be looking for longs, because again, I want to see price drop down before it pops up, you know. So I'm not short exit at all, short. So I'm gonna put that as once per bar close and create. So like I said, if it calls for the sell, then that's when I'm like, all right, I'm not interested. But for now, as it's respecting right here, like I said, possible buy, might be a little risky, but it's not a bad idea, especially when I'm seeing a doji candle right here and it's giving me a green candle as well. I like seeing that. So just remember, if you want, you could potentially buy right here. It's a little risky. I would just put stops under here, if anything, you know. like I said, the fib is definitely it's a good excuse to buy. It's giving you guys, it's giving a really good excuse to be like, oh well, this is kind of, it looks kind of valid. So let's go on over to Euro USD. Same thing I wanted to see on the DXY, just backwards for price to impulse, retest, continuation to the downside. Let's go over here, lower time frame, 30-minute. Let me see. No problem, bro. No problem. Hashtag fell. Dang, that's too bad, bro. How many sets did you hit? Is that your first set or your second set? All right, so Euro USD, same thing. Same. It's kind of the same thing, and I think I need to mute. Yes, I do. I'm gonna go ahead and mute all. If you have any questions, go ahead and just say it in the chat. Dang, that's rough, bro. Feels bad. I couldn't relate. There we go. Okay. So, same thing with Euro USD. You could always argue and say from this drop from 1.21785 to 1.21226, you could argue and say that, oh, it is in my sell box. You know, like this is what I usually like to see on trades for me to get into sells. And I'm like, yeah, that's very much possible. But I still kind of want to see. I have to get rid of this because it's starting to annoy me. Oh no, never mind. It's cool. I'm actually gonna leave it. Because again, I want to see price come and stop hunt, drop down, retest, and then continue to the downside. Or, you know, again, same thing, just for price to, if it's gonna drop, then let it drop right here, retest, and then continue, or something like that. You know, like I want to see one of those two things. But the possibility of price definitely selling from here, it exists. It really does. And again, if I go over to arbitrage, we can see that it's giving a sell call, and it's rejecting off of the upper danger zone. So I'm going to give you guys two options. Either A, you can go ahead and sell right here, right now. It's not a bad idea. It's not terrible. Because again, if I go over to arbitrage and then I go into the 15-minute time frame, I'm going to put volume on. Oh, volume is on. Okay. There isn't really that much crazy volume going on with this rise, and there wasn't even that much crazy volume with the drop. But they both were, I could say, above average. No, not really. I wouldn't say it's above average. And I'm not gonna try to put the mean line on right now. So what I'm trying to say is that it's just not a clean. It's not a super clean look. But if you want to take it from this high to this low, and you're really desperate to get it to a trade, then yeah, absolutely, you could try to take this sell. I would probably just, it's probably going to be the same thing as a technical analysis move. Have like a 30 pip stop loss, which again, that's what the banks know retail traders to have, like have a 30 pip stop loss, 30, 50 pip stop loss. I think that price is going to stop people out before it drops. Just my personal opinion. Let's actually go ahead and see what the volume profile looks like. Okay, price is like basically right at the volume profile. Okay, so let's go into the 30-minute and stretch time out a little bit more. Like overall, I could really see this potential move happening on EU as well. Like just from this high. From this low to this high, I could definitely see price coming down to like 1.21028 or down over there. But again, I still want to see price to start to show me bearish movement before I'm really invested into Euro USD. But that buy, I know that's what Peyton's looking for, is very much likely to happen, where it'll come down, and instead of retracing to continue pushing down, it'll just go and make a higher high. That's definitely a possibility, but that's not what I want to see. 4 hour, if we go to the point of control, it is down here. So again, that is very, even from these lows to this high, the retracement, that would look a little better to me for me to get into a buy, but I'm still not, that's not what I'm looking for. If price starts to drop, then I'm just gonna be like, oh, well, there goes my sell indication. Now I'm gonna look for the retracement and then get in, right? So Euro USD, it's a little tricky. Like I said, you could, if you're really that desperate to get into a trade, absolutely. I'm not that desperate. So I'm just gonna go ahead and be patient with it, really. I'm not gonna try to get into this sell right here. I'm just gonna wait for one of these two to play out. If I get that drop, retracement, continuation, or stop hunt, then a drop, which is, this is what I want more, this stop hunt, because I mean, not even from just from there. Let's go into the 4 hour time frame one more time, sorry. And let me get rid of all this stuff. Just when I look at the 4 hour time frame, let me get rid of these two, sorry. Even a possible stop hunt even higher can be very much possible here, because as you can see, let me go on to the daily because it looks just better on the daily. As you can see, this is a resistance that, again, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that sees this. And if I'm not the only one that sees this, what's the likelihood of other retail traders seeing this resistance? Is like, oh, I want to sell here. So again, even a higher stop hunt could be possible before it pushes down. So again, I'm just being patient on Euro USD. I'm gonna be really patient and just wait for signs for it to tell me that, okay, now I'm gonna really start selling. You might want to try it. So that is what I have. When I personally get in, I'll let you guys know. But until then, I'm just watching it. AUD USD. Oh, hold on. Yo, I am telling you, this is not a good feeling. Grand Rising Cameron. I'm just seeing your comment. Alright. AUD USD. Going to the 4 hour time frame real quick. So I could argue and say that liquidity was grabbed, and let me see what the volume is looking like. Volume isn't really crazy there. Let me look on the lower time frames. Volume is higher here than over here. I don't really care for all of that, but I could, like I said, I could argue and say that price is really, you know what, let me see something. Not the craziest luck, but no. Nah. Never mind. Yeah, I'm not crazy over AUD USD selling either. I would want more confirmations to tell me that it's gonna sell. I mean, just because at the sell box and it did come to the 71%. If you would have sold, hey, that means that you're up at least like what, 20 pips or something? 25 pips, 26 pips. Not terrible, not bad, but I don't want it to just that be the reason for me to get in, because at this point now, what I'm looking for, kind of similar to what the AUD USD, I mean Euro USD did, but this looks kind of better to me, to be quite honest, is for price to push up to 0.78716, show me signs of reversal like how it did right here. Look at Evening Star. With that bearish push down, it didn't retrace. Well, it actually did with this candle on a lower time frame, and then price pushed down. That was actually pretty clean. If I were staring at a trade and I would have saw this, I probably would have taken it, to be quite honest with you. But I would like for a price to come up here and then push down clean, very nicely. If this happens, I might take a stab at it. Depends, right? Because if I do take a stab at it, it'll be a, oops. What will the rest of the reward be? I'd be risking 25 pips to gain about 91 pips, which is a good 3.77 risk to reward. And then once I look for that retracement from this drop, that would be like, okay, boom. Now I'll be more invested into trying to sell ADUSD, right? So that's kind of the setup that I want to see, but I'm not gonna set a sell limit there. I'll wait for price to get there and see what it does. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and place an alert here. 61.8 fib on AUD/USD, and we'll see how that plays out. Going on to arbitrage. So now this is what makes me sometimes irritated when I see arbitrage giving a sell signal like this, and I'm just like, dang, it's at the RSI line. This is my setup. But these aren't in line quite yet. The level pro and the arbitrage C are not in line yet, but in the 30 minutes calling for a buy, but I don't care about that right now. 4 hour time frame, I know for damn sure that it's calling for buy still. So looking at this 1 hour time frame, arbitrage users, you could do it either of one of these two ways, because like I said, I am looking for sells on this. You could either A, try to sell it right here, because again, this is kind of what I look for, in all honesty, in a trade. You could go ahead and set your stop loss either up here at these, up over here at 36 pips, at your highs over here. It's not the greatest look. I personally would wait for a price if it's gonna do a false breakout to the upside. Knowing AUD/USD, right? You guys know in the chat we're always talking about how AUD/USD is doing us dirty. Maybe if price comes up to the upper danger zone, then and it holds there, then you could sell it. That might be a better idea. Your risk to reward would be better for sure, and you would still be risking 33 pips. But again, this is kind of what I'm looking at for technical analysis, is for it to come around this area. So it would be most likely in your best interest to try to get in at 0.78594-ish, you know, or 0.78595. Sorry. So that's just my personal opinion, though. So that's for AUD/USD. Again, I am not against this sell right here. I might actually take it and put 0.5% of my risk on it, and then put another 0.5 if price comes up to my 71% fib that I usually go for. Because again, this is just like an RB setup to me. It's just the risk to reward isn't the greatest for me. So let's see how things play out. I'm gonna be more watching this. Again, I'm not 100% sure about me getting into that sell quite yet. I'm not crazy over it. When again, I know that probably there's retail traders trying to sell right here when price could just easily come up and then drop. So let's go on to UChef. All right, UChef is kind of doing what I wanted it to do, which is just like drop down, which it dropped down a little bit, then pushed up. I'm not too sure though if this is something that I would like try to get in, but I do like how it did drop down, because this, like I said, this is exactly what I wanted for it to do. So push down, come up, retest, then continuation. That's what I would, if I were to trade UChef, that's what I would want to see. I would just need this retracement and then it's out of here, skedaddle type of thing, you know. This is even not crazy looking though. Yeah, if I could get price to come back down to 0.89990, that would be great for me to try to get in. I'd rather actually put a limit, an alert over here at 0.900. That could possibly be something that I would like to see. Let me me see what. I bet RB. Oh yeah, it probably already called for the sell maybe, bro. Let's see what it looks like. But yeah, this is kind of what I would want to see on UChef at this point, because I kind of got what I wanted, but not to the highest extent, because now this is just kind of a riskier buy than if I were to wait for price to push it upside. But it did break this bear structure right here, which is what I really liked, seeing on a lower time frame. It did break this. But I know that there are people that are trying to buy right here. I want this pushed down and then a continuation. Let me see what we have here. Buys on the 15. Oh, for sure not yet. But arbitrage is calling for buys. Yeah, I would need this. Ooh, yeah, this looks super solid for a buy. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Dang. Ooh. Dang, that was actually pretty clean paying. Um 30-minute played out pretty nicely, rejecting off of that RSI line. Honestly speaking, RB users, you guys can try to get in once price gets up to this RSI line. That's what this is what I'm gonna do. I'm definitely setting a sell limit, a buy limit right here. Like, I like this play a lot. Move my stop. I'll put my stop loss right here. Risk 23 pips. If I lose on this, it's okay. I'll be chilling. I'll be fine with that, to be quite honest with you, because I like how it's made this bullish push. And if it comes back down to, like I said, if it comes back down to these lows at 0.900, I'll probably get in at the second entry. But I want price to push down a little more. I know that's like a 50% fib-ish move, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. If I'm not mistaken, 50 fib would be right here. Yeah, it's like a 50% fib move, which I'm okay with a little bit of drawdown from that. So arbitrage and or Fibonacci wise, I'm setting a buy limit on UChef. Yeah, if the dollar tank's heavy, I'm out of there. I'm skedaddling. Easy. Yeah, perfect. So 0.900 would be an ideal entry. I'll be just probably like 7 pips like in more drawdown than 0.900, but I like that sell limit and putting your stop loss under these previous lows. I like that a lot on UChef. So that's the setup for arbitrage versus if you want the setup for technical analysis. I like it when these play out like this. This is where I really want to take it to be quite honest with you, because then once I get this, then I look for the retest, then continuation. That's definitely the play. So there you go. I like this risk reward. This is where I'd put most of my risk at, to be quite honest with you. And yeah, I love how these two look. I don't know why they're green. All right. So that's what I want to see. I'm putting them as green because I have buy limits. I'm gonna send my sell limits on them. All right, S&P. Whew, man. I know y'all are happy with this drop. I am glad I didn't get into any buys. Still looks a little sus to me. But let me see what the volume's looking like first before I even make that. Yeah. This drop, it didn't give that much volume as I would have liked to have seen for me to be content with a buy. With a sell. Because now all I really see is from this low to this high, S&P still going bullish. Possibly, you know? If it falls out the sky from where it's at, then absolutely I would switch my buys completely to I'll switch my buys completely to a sell. But for now, I don't know. With this huge candle like this, and then the volume wasn't even that crazy compared to these other bullish candles is making me not want to try to buy this. I mean, just try to sell this. But if I were to get into a sell, overall, I would still need to look for this. So first, let me hide this. I'm going to come back to that. But if I were to try to sell, I mean, honestly, I'd want to have to take it from this high to this low. And I would need a retracement nonetheless. I can't just get into a sell right here. And again, guys, look, the volume from these pushes to the upside is higher than these pushes to the downside. I'm not liking that. Peyton, if you would like to give some more insight on that, that'd be awesome for me personally. But if I were to try to sell, again, it would be a type of move like this. The price has to come into 4,218 and then push to the downside. But again, it's not for me. Yeah, I'm gonna play that with you. Peep 1 hour volume. Yeah, even the volume right here is picking up, but with this candle there was no volume, and then it's these two candles right here that came with volume. And then when price was pushing down over this, I don't like it. I honestly don't like it for the sell. I really just, it's not appealing to me. 3-wave bullish divergence, falling wedge, probably see a pop. Yeah, that's what yeah, bro. Especially with this 4 hour, that's what really has me more saying that, like, with this type of candle right here, and if I would have seen volume up to right here, that's a different story. I would have been like, okay, maybe this has some merit to it. But with volume being this low, I can't take this serious. But that 61.8 bearish impulse is it. Yeah. Like I said, if I get 4,210 or something like that, maybe I will look for some sells. But honestly speaking, guys, I'm hiding that. I'm gonna leave this up. And where is the fib? Over here. Honestly speaking, I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm liking this buy. And if price comes up to right here, this is where I'd look to probably take even like 50% of my profits. So I'm okay with that. Now to say that I'm going to get in right here right now, it's a stretch, because I know that price could literally just fall from the face of the earth right here right now. But I'm not saying it's a bad idea. Wink, wink. I'm not saying it's a bad idea at all. Let me go into the 15-minute time frame and see what candlesticks we're talking about. Yeah, this looks like it could possibly just keep falling from here, but I'm not really gonna go with that. You can get into this entry right here. It's a 32 point stop loss, so just know that it's a little risky to get in at this point in time right here right now. I do like seeing though this bullish engulfing candle from this bearish candle right here. Price retracing off of that. If I were to go to the 5-minute time frame, Wyckoff, let's see what we have here. I could see a possible like lower push. Let me see right here. I bet RB 1 hour setting up for that drip drop. Probably, bro. Probably. If I see a stop and push to the downside and then price start to climb up and then consolidate a little bit, yes sir, that's what I would love to see. Wyckoff status. I know that you probably agree with me on that 5-minute. Let me see what you have here. Yep, yes sir. So let me see if we can get this drop, because that's all I really want to see. If I can see that fake drop and then price come back up and consolidate for a little bit, I'm taking that buy. So that's a really good setup for me personally. Let's go see what arbitrage has. 1 hour. Oh, the 1 hour drip dropped. Oh my goodness, it didn't even give an entry. For me at least. So that means that 4 hour might be setting up. Oh my, no, the 4 hour looks terrible. Well, daily time frame doesn't. Yeah, daily time frame is nowhere near ready. I'm not playing that daily. That's 30-minute setting. This might be the play. This might be the band to play off for this intraday move, because realistically speaking, if this 30-minute plays out and it still tries to sell, I'm gonna set an alert for this. This 30-minute might be the play for the entry for the buy for those who want to be safer. But I like that. I still like that white cough move. I'm not gonna lie. But for those who want to be safer, once per bar close on the 30-minute time frame, I will create that alert. I would want to see boom, retest, continuation. That would be the fire play off of the S&P. And then the 15-minute, it might be doing, it might just push up, retest, continuation type of thing. And if that happens right here, right now, without getting that push to the downside, again, getting in right here, right now, it is not a terrible idea. It is not terrible, but I would rather see that Wyckoff play off. But this 15-minute time frame, it could very well just do a quick, a little W, push up, retest the neckline, continuation. It could do that, but again, I'm looking for bulls. I'm looking for the buys here. So that's for the S&P. Definitely watching you. In fact, what am I doing? Hold on. First of all, what's this right here? Where is the 1 hour RSI? All the way in heaven. No, I'm joking. It's all the way up here at 3-4. Oh, this is Wall Street. Sorry. It's all the way at 4203.5, which is kind of where we're looking for that buy. If you're taking it from this drop, like from 4232.4, or no, let me say from 4237, that would probably be where the 61.8 fib is at. Yep, thought so. So there's that. I'm looking to TP my buys at the RSI area. Say less. There you go. So Peyton is looking to take his buy, take profits at like the 4207 area. So I'm gonna actually set an alert to see 5-minute time frame. Cause I really would love for price to come in, give me an entry like right around 4149. This is where I'd probably like be like, okay, I'm gonna pull the trigger. Maybe at like 8:30 Central Standard Time if the opening bell can get me down there. But again, getting an entry right here isn't a terrible idea. I'm just saying, I'd rather get this Wyckoff. So set that alert. Wyckoff. I'm not even sure if I'm spelling that right. Wyckoff. Buy? Question mark. Alright, so that's for S&P. Dow Jones. Let's go over here. What do we got? This thing is ridiculous, man. If this daily prints out with a evening star, then it's like, you don't want to go there. Alright. Can't see look at volume with this. That sucks. I'm pretty sure if I did this though. Yeah, there you go. Then I can start to see the volume. Volume wasn't crazy on the 1 hour at all for any of this nonsense. But then the volume crazy right there. Don't know how accurate this volume is, to be quite honest with you, but if that's really what the volume is, then that's the highest volume that's been on the lower time frames in a minute. And for the 4 hour time frame, this is the highest volume right here. So anyways, looking at this US 30, from where this morning star happened right here, where this big volume happened, prices came back right into this area. Again, this looks good for a buy. This honestly looks good for a buy to me. It's a little lower than where I'd want it to be, but if this is where price is gonna respect, I mean, I'm just basing this off of this volume. Again, with this US 30, this is what Rwanda uses, so I would say that it has some sort of merit to it. But then if I go to Dow Jones Industrial and use forex.com, I can't see the volume. So let me just go back to where I was. So with that being said, again, this is another possibility for price because it's just making higher highs, and I can't just say that, oh, because it dropped like this, that it's going to keep dropping. Because, I mean, look what happened here. Oh, price dropped like this. People probably thought it was going to keep dropping. Nope. Pushed up. And that was with the increase of volume right there. And as those prices pushing up, volume was decreasing, but prices kept going, and then it made crazy volume right here. I'm not looking for sales. Honestly, I'm really not. I would rather look for buys here. Honestly speaking. 15-minute time frame. I like seeing this morning star play out, and then if you go to the 5-minute time frame, price might take off from where it's at, guys. Honestly, I don't like seeing that, personally speaking. If you want to play this, go ahead by all means. 71% got hit from this, from what price went bullish, boom boom. Could take off from right here. But personally speaking, again, let's go with the Wyckoff. I would rather have price come a little bit lower, stop people out. Most likely that took buys, and then boom, take off type of move. But again, buying from current price is not a necessarily bad idea. If you have the account size, you can take this buy and move your stop loss below these lows. Again, it's not a bad idea to take it, but I personally would rather want to see if price would just, give me a little better pricing, And that just might be extra cautious, but if I can get it, the risk to reward, let me just show you guys what I mean. So right now the risk to reward from here to these recent highs, it's a 1 to 3 versus if I were to get my entry, it changes from a 1 to 3 to a 1 to 6. So my risk to reward literally doubles just because I wanted to see if price would drop lower. So again, I could put like 0.3% of what I want to risk right here, and then put the rest of my risk down here. I just like the risk to reward with this move. So with that being said, that is for US 30. Again, I'm putting it as blue, but I'm looking for buys, and it is not a terrible idea if you want to get in where price is currently at. NASDAQ. Oh, this is S&P, sorry. NASDAQ. This is why I didn't trade it, and I'm glad I didn't, because remove drawings. I had looked out on the higher time frame, and I saw that there was still all this that price could have came back down to, and I was just like, seeing US 30 going pushing up to the upside, S&P wasn't doing anything, and the NASDAQ looked like it was gonna drop. I was just like, let her rip. I'm gonna let you do your thing. But overall, prices come down to the 61.8 fib from this NAS push to the upside from here. This is where the volume was the highest back in the 25th of March, and ever since the volume has not reached these highs. I like where price is coming back down to. 13,000 would be definitely much better for an entry. But I'm not trading the NASDAQ, but I'm just giving you that trade idea. whereas 13,000 area would be looking for a good buy area. I'm more focused on the Dow Jones and the S&P right now. See what's in the chat. Nazi is looking so bearish to me, right? It is looking so bearish to me. That's exactly why I'm not playing it, because I don't like how it looks and I don't like how it's been acting in comparison to the other US indices. So with that being said, if this holds right here, then sure, like you could take it, but I am not going to be trading NASDAQ. I'm focusing more on the S&P and Dow Jones, more of the S&P, because that is for better risk management for most brokers at least. So 13,000, if you can get that push down, then push up would be solid overall. But let's go into the lower time frames. Same thing basically. It might literally just stay at the 61.8 and not even come to the 71%, to be quite honest. But if it's gonna do what the other US indices are doing, which I would hope that it acts right and does. What the heck? I'm pushing. Thank you. Push lower. Upside move. Consolidate. Take it to the upside. That's what I would rather see on US all the US moves. So gonna leave that there, and let's take a look at arbitrage. 1 hour time frame. The 1 hour called the right before the sell happened. Boom. That's great. That's wild, bro. Right before the sell happened. If I was paying attention to the charts yesterday, right? 30-minute is the safer move. Looking for the buys. I'll also play this. I don't think I looked at the Dow Jones arbitrage. I'll take a look at that right now. The 30-minute might be the play for you looking for safer buys. 15-minute is looking to set up, but I'm not going to play off of this because it could give me fake out, like how it did right here. Faked out buy, but then called for sells. But this sell call was amazing. I'm not going to lie. But anyways, Dow Jones, same thing. 30-minute time frame might be the safer move if you're looking for the buys for a safer instance. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Create 15-minute time frame, setting up for the buy, but I'm not going to play that off. And the 1 hour on both of these are pretty high, so you can make that decision. But like I said, I am looking for buys on these US indices. Let's go on to tacos. Let's see what Mr. Tacos have for us. Okay. Glad I never got in. That is exactly why I didn't get in, because I just saw a potential push to the downside happening. So I'm gonna actually get rid of this because I'm just not messing with US 30 right now like that, to be quite honest. It's at these lows, and like I said, it still is possible for this to go bullish, but ever since when it came back up to these swings and it did all of this and then it dropped, I would have to see the same thing. Well, it dropped and it came lower. I'd have to see this for me to consider buying. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna talk too much about tacos. It is at these lows and it's very, very low. So you just have to remember that from this bullish push that it made, it's just been down here for a long ass time. So USD Mexican, I'm just gonna leave it alone for now. One of my favorite exotic pairs, just gonna leave it alone. 1 hour time frame is definitely telling me to leave it alone, so that's another good sign. 10 minutes though, if this candle closes like this, hey, that might be a reversal possibly happening. 30-minute time frame, bearish, so I'm not gonna touch it, just leaving it alone. 15-minute time frame, bearish, yeah, just leaving it alone. Goldilocks. Glad I didn't touch it yesterday either. Crazy volume right here, but then price has just been consolidating, increase in volume, but nothing really happened. I don't even want to touch gold either. It looks like a potential head and shoulders like on a 15-minute time frame and stuff like that. But I don't really know how I feel about gold right now. It could very well go bullish right here, but I'm seeing volume picking up when price is getting to these highs. This is where price had like the most volume ever since February, where price was making these lower lows. So with that being said, it's kind of like, is this a place where I'm looking for buys to take place? Not necessarily, because on the 4-hour time frame right after is where we had volume pick up on this bearish candle. If I go on to the 1-hour time frame, same thing. That's where the increase of volume started to pick up, but not a lot of movement was going on. So this is making me wonder, is gold looking for a drop here? I'm not too sure, because again, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that sees this resistance right here. Or if you want to call it previous supply zone, whatever you want to call it. Oh, it is a supply zone. I'll call it the supply zone. Why not? So again, it looks like on a 15-minute time frame a possible head and shoulders iffy. It looks very iffy to me, but you know, if you want to, you could call it that. It would have to come up a little higher for it to really like fill that out. But if this plays out, then hey, we could possibly see a bearish push on gold. But other than that, guys, I'm staying away from gold. I am not going to get into it. It just doesn't, I'm just unsure about it. But I am more in line with the sells rather than the buys. Let's go on to arbitrage. 15-minute buys played out. Let's see what the 1 hour looks like. Yeah, the 1 hour is just about ready to call for buys, but it is rejecting off of this upper danger zone. If it respects this and starts to drop down, hey, that push to 1816 might happen, and you can get a trade set up kind of like this. If you're down to take this risk, candle closes in 7 minutes. If it closes like that, be my guest if you're down, and you could just put your stop loss. You could risk like 50 pips on it. Sure, if you're down. The risk reward is actually pretty damn amazing. Alright, here you go. It's a 1 to 4.5. I kind of like the risk. If it's gonna hold right here, why not? But the way how these are looking, you might want to be careful with that. 30-minute time frame called for a buy not too long ago. The arbitrage Z is starting to point down, but that doesn't mean that it's bearish. And this, if it crosses over, then it's go time. But again, it's not ready yet. 15-minute time frame, it's not quite ready yet, but it might be looking that it might want to drop as well. You guys, it's possible. But just know that it's more riskier than others. This 5-minute is probably what I'm going to end up playing. And that's just going to be personally for me. I'm not going to update anybody on that. Because again, this is more of a riskier play. But I like this potential. Risk the 50 pips if you're down to try to gain about, how much? 227 pips. I like that risk to reward, honestly. I'm probably going to play this. So that is for Mr. Goldilocks. Alright, let's look at these cryptos. Dang, I've been on this call for a minute. Not really. Hasn't been an hour yet. Alright, so let's see what we have here. Well. So, like I mentioned, sell block was right there. You could see, I mentioned you could potentially see some turbulence here, which is exactly what we saw from the, let me just take a look at from where the fib I had placed was at. Oh, I don't even have it here. Alright, so from this high to this low, From the 71% fib, if I would have gone into that, that would have been a sniper, man. But anyway, from the 71% fib, that would be a current 4,455 pip move right there. If you had a 0.01 and if you had a Hugo's Way account, you put a 0.01, that is $445. That's crazy from the sell. But anyways, or something along those lines. But overall, that doesn't still mean that I am bearish on Bitcoin, because as we know, what is a possibility? From right where price made this move, where it was acting like it was going to drop and it pushed higher, we could see a possibility. I'm not playing it, but we could see this possibility of price rejecting off of this 78.6, 71%, all that from this push to the upside and it dropped down for it to continue to the upside. And I'm seeing an increase in volume in these current candles. It's very much possible for it to happen. But again, me personally, I don't think I'm going to play it. Because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that sees this. Again, and I'm pretty sure a lot more other retail traders, they're really bullish. Like, yeah, Bitcoin's in a very bullish market, and I'm not saying that I'm not saying that it could potentially keep going higher, but I'm just not here for it at this point in time. If I was going to try to get into it, I'd rather want something that maybe if price came down to like $50,000, then maybe I'd look to try to get into it again, because then that would be suiting from this low to this high, price coming to $50,000. That's a better opportunity for me personally if I would want to try to get into another buy to potentially see price go up to the likes of 76,000 or 75,000. You know, that's what I would rather prefer than for me to try to get into it at $55,000. That's just me, better pricing and holding more patience, because again, I could only imagine how many retail traders are like, oh, well, look at this, price is at a support right here, price wick down, that could be the stop hunt, let's take price to the upside. Or even like make even your support even bigger and put it right there, like, oh, price came to this support, rejected off of it, let's take price to the upside. I could play that way, but I'm not. So, depending on what you would want to decide on, I am gonna personally wait to see if price ever comes back down to 50,000 before if I get in. If I don't, hey, I've already eaten off of this move right here, which again, well, I didn't eat off of it, but I gave the play, which was like about a 10,000 10,000 pip move or something like that. I'm okay with that being just what I get, rather than price coming down to 50,000 and treating me good again, you know? So that's what I'm seeing on Bitcoin. Ripple, same thing. Mentioned about the sell box, there being some type of turbulence there. That definitely played out from the drop that happened. I don't know what I just did, but okay. So it came up to the 78.6, a little higher, but from this drop to down here, 5,451 pip move. That's negative 30% on Ripple. That's pretty damaging, right? But regardless, again, guys, I personally am not gonna try to get into a buy right here, because look, this is exactly why this is exactly why I'm not even gonna try to get into Bitcoin. Because look, if I would have been like, oh well, look, from this high to this, from this low to this high, the retracement, I would have got wrecked. I would have got stopped out so hard, and I would be mad because now price is at like, oh well, look, price came back to my entry, yada yada, all that kind of stuff. This is exactly why I'm not trying to get into Bitcoin, because I see this possibility playing out. Now, what I would rather see on Ripple is for something like this to play out, which it looks like it already did. Hit the 61.8. I'd rather want the 71% at $1.18. That would be much better. But if this is what plays out, then hey, if price continues to the upside, I missed it. It is what it is. But again, that was a perfect example as to why I wouldn't want to get into Bitcoin where it's at. Like a way too perfect example. So, yep, let's see what Ripple does. But I am personally looking for $1.18 as well for an entry possibility. Litecoin, this played out very nicely. It played up to perfection to me. I got out the trade once price came up here because that's what I was looking for, and I'm just gonna be patient and wait for the next setup. Because personally, what I would want to see from this high to this low, if price comes back, let it come back to 288, 269, I'd look for another buy. Until that happens, I'm cooling. Again, I benefited off of this. I got out the trade like a run right here. That's when I know when to get out. I know when to be satisfied with the trade. I only had a 0.01 running right here, and it wasn't that much that was running off the trade, but I was satisfied, So I'm gonna wait for the next move to play out, and I'll look to get in. Ethereum, man, yeesh. It came up to where? 42,000 exactly to the T. That's nice. Ethereum's crazy, man. Ethereum to the moon. That's all I can say, honestly. Like this played out, but I would have wanted to go into it. But this kind of went crazy. Wicked at 61.8, came right back up, went crazy. But I'm just gonna leave Ethereum alone for now. I'm gonna leave this to Payton. That's his jazz. All right, GBPs. Well. Look what we have here. Price continue going bullish. What am I talking about? I'm tripping. Not really, because I was saying that I just see price keep going higher, and which it did. I'm not interested in GU. It looks like it's just gonna keep going higher, to be quite honest with you. Wait, let me get out of this. I'm not in it. This looks like it's gonna keep going higher, to be quite honest with you. I'm gonna be patient and wait for it. All I could really say is, yeah, this thing looks like it's gonna, if it could do this for me, come back in and then drop, then sure, that would be fire. That would be the type of setup I'd look to play. But other than that, I'm not looking at GU. Honestly, it's not for me. GA went to absolute. Wait, let me go to arbitrage. Sorry. 1 hour time frame. I like what I'm seeing for sure. I'm setting this alert. This is such a better instance in what I would take for a sell. So if I can get price to drop, retest continuation, that would be an awesome GBP/USD sell. 30-minute time frame called for the buy, therefore that's why you're patient. Yeah, guys, this is all I see on arbitrage for GU. Very short analysis on GU. Going over to GA. I was looking for the buy, as we saw from yesterday. I didn't get my retest. So close, so close, because I had the alert on, and price took off. And from where I would have wanted to get in, how many pips would that have been? I probably would have gotten out right here, which is 78, but price ended up pushing a total of 197 pips, almost 200 pips. So that's crazy. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. 4 hour time frame, I'm pretty sure is starting to, yeah, I don't like the 4 hour time frame, so not even gonna look at that. GA overall though, guys, I still am pretty fishy about it. I'm not really crazy over trying to get in to GA, especially with this little this little area that it's chilling at. I'm not crazy over it, so I'm just gonna wait for GA. Possibly stop hunt to the upside and then drop, retest, continue, something like that. But I'm not paying attention to it. GBP, JPY making higher highs. I don't understand why. I'm gonna leave it alone. Euro GBP. All right, I like what I'm seeing from it. Got that breakout to the downside. My dog is going crazy. Just came back to these lows that it previously rejected off of. I don't buy it. I think this is a trap. Let me move this to right here now. It looks very bullish flaggish to me, but overall, and I believe Payton still wants to see the exact same thing. I still would want price to creep down over here, which it could be a liquidity hunt. I mean, a liquidity grab right here. I'd want price to drop down and then possibly buy right here. That's what I want to see on Euro GBP, but I am going to be patient and wait for it. And that is for my analysis this morning. Is there any other questions? That was pretty much an hour. Wow, that was solid. Yep, see the DXY acting a fool over here. Any questions? This is exactly why I didn't want to get into a buy. Because again, wanted to see this instead. Nothing for me, guys? Nothing? Just want to see what these pairs are looking like. Awesome. Setting up still. Alright, well, if that's the case, dang. Look at S&P. Alright, guys, well, thank you for checking out my analysis. I appreciate it. Let's make some money. Look at the USD Mexican. It's already doing what I wanted it to kind of do. Y'all have a good one. Let's make some money out here. Later, y'all.